up, Wagunda? Locks and Little Firearm Reviews here today. Alright, so another gun rant. So going off y'all's questions. This was asked to me a couple videos ago, but I want to make sure I kind of get to it because I feel like it was a decent question. Alright, so again, I don't know your name. Sorry if I don't know your name. And disclaimer, everything I say is an opinion. Doesn't mean you have to do it, just how I feel. That's why it's called a gun rant and not gun facts. Alright, so the question asked me was modded EDCs, or tricked out EDCs. Guns used for concealed carry, but been modified for a better purpose or to suit your needs, right? Upgraded sights, red dots, extended mags, triggers, compensators, flashlights, slide cuts, all that shit, right? Should you or should you not? Now that is a very debatable question, because one, if you have a firearm and you trust your life to it and you feel like you can improve it, well, why not, right? Why stick with a tool that's not the best tool for the job, or you can make it something better, then why not? But at the same time, you do have to look at the aspect of the legal aspect, the court aspect. What are they gonna say in court? Oh, he modified his trigger, he modified his sights, he wanted to make his firearm able to kill somebody, right? Or he fantasizes, he glorifies killing people or shooting people. That's why his gun looks like this or his gun looks like that, right, etc. Now, have I ever seen anybody or heard of anyone being actually convicted because of that? No. But what it does do is, make you look bad in court. But besides that, yeah, definitely, I'm all for, modding your EDC gun. I do the same shit, right? Now, granted, there are certain things I don't modify, like the trigger on my concealed carry gun. Different trigger companies, they may have the specifications, like let's say my Glock trigger for my 43. Glock already, did their homework. They did their shit on the trigger to, make it safe and reliable, and it breaks when they want to break and doesn't break when they don't want it to break, right? Now you go out to company XYZ. Now, did they follow the same steps that Glock did? Maybe, maybe not. You don't know. So again, it's one of those things I don't do because I don't want my trigger, I guess, to be compromised in sorts, right? There's a lot of things. It could be how they manufacture the trigger. It can have light primer strike, so it's hitting the back of your round, the primer in the back of your round. It's not hitting it with enough force to actually ignite the primer and the powder and send that round out, right? That could be a possibility. Or they could be just a whole bunch of things. It just may not be in specifications for what it is for, if that makes sense. Probably not. If I'm confusing you, I'm sorry. Trying to really get the words out the best I can say is just Glock did their checklist on on their triggers, making sure the pull weight was what it was supposed to be. Make sure that you got the little tongue trigger. Make sure you hit that tongue trigger and the trigger will actually pull. If you pull on the side, the trigger will not actually pull back. So they want to make sure that actually happens, right? XYZ trigger may not have done that. You could pull on the side and still set the gun off. It's possible. Have I heard it? Not really, but it's possible, right? You're using aftermarket parts that Glock made is for a Glock. Now what they made over there, yeah, it may work for a Glock, but it's not the OEM manufactured. This is how it comes. This is how it was actually designed and made from the ground up to work with, right? So when it comes to triggers, I stay away from triggers. But if you want to definitely upgrade your sights, you get metal sights, night sights, fiber optic sights. Who y'all do it? I'm all for that, actually. Red dots on your pistols, I'm all for that shit too. Flashlights, I think that's just a prerequisite. Before you really upgrade anything else on that gun, I think you should add a flashlight to that if you can add one to your firearm, to your pistol. So I guess when you're looking for a pistol, make sure you get a pistol that will allow you to add a light, at least a flashlight. Now, do you need metal sights? No, you should. Do you need a red dot? No, but they're nice, right? At the very least, make sure you have a flashlight on that motherfucker. As far as, you know, Talon grips, sure, cool. Just make sure, well, just know that, you know, you get those Talon grips or you get those Stifel grips. It's gonna rub up against your shirt, so your shirts may start to fade out. You know, you get holes in them, right at the bottom where your pistol will be, a lot quicker than, you know, something without. Just, you know, word of thought. But still, you know, if that's something you want, go ahead. You know, having a good, positive grip on your firearm is what you want. As far as some other stuff, slide cuts, they're cool. Is it absolutely necessary? No. No, especially if you get a red dot, you know, you just push the slide back, push it on the red dot. Yeah. So as far as that question, modifying your EDC gun, yeah, go ahead. I just say stay away from the trigger, and also know that, you know, if you use it in a legal situation, you know, you spend a lot of money on that gun, you may or may not get that gun back. So, you know, you spend $1,000 on your EDC gun, you use it in the shooting, you may not get that back. All right, so word of advice. That's why with my guns, I usually try to keep it as stock as possible. I'll just upgrade the things I really want to upgrade. Sights, maybe add a red dot, flashlight. All right, my 43X doesn't really take a flashlight. It can, but I don't like those 100 lumen Surefire or those clip-on lights. Right, I don't like those. So I really just use this gun for like the daytime, like now. And I'll use my 19 with the Streamlight TLR 6 or 7, one of those. The one without the laser. And I'll use that on my Glock 19. So, oh, there goes my beer. Over. Right? Don't you hate when you put your beer down and it just overflows? Like, well, shit. But anyway, so that's my gun rant on my EDCs. All right. So next question. When you go to the range, well, he said going to the range with a purpose. Like he said, you know, people go to range and they just mag dump into the berm, just spewing out rounds, not really learning anything, not really building any skills. I guess they wanted me to talk about that. Not I can't really say too much, because no, I agree with you. Make sure you go to range and, you know, have a plan and just don't shoot in the dirt. But again, I'm your baba, not your daddy. So if you really just want to waste money and just shoot in the dirt, you know, you can do that. I'm not gonna do shit about it. I'm probably gonna sit back and be like, don't do what he's doing, because he's just wasting time and money. But yeah, but yes, definitely go to the range with a plan. So if, like what I say, no, last video I was talking about bullpups. So if you get a bullpup, just know there are pros and cons to it. So one of the cons of a bullpup is reloads, right? Your reloads it's a little trickier than normal AR-15 or AK-47. Is different. Instead of like right up here, it's back here. So if you have a bullpup, one of the things you should know in your head when you go to the range, I need to practice my reloads, right? With the AR, AK, you know, it's a longer platform, so you might have to work on like your maneuverability, right? Your reloads are maybe easy. You might not have to work on reloads so much, right? You just have to, you know, work on maneuverability because you got a longer platform, like, especially if you're doing like CQB stuff. You got a wall, so you want to pop out here, break the gun down, back in your shoulder, pop, pop, break the gun down, pop, pop. Now with a bullpup, that maneuverability issue is not, that you guys don't deal with that so much. So going to range and maneuverability drills, like doing all that with the bullpup, you may not have to focus on that so much because it's easier. You might not even have to really break down your gun. You might not even be tap, 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 because you got a shorter, compact platform. So things like that. Definitely, I'm all for going to range with a purpose. You know, if you bought a new pistol, you might need to leave the rifles and the shotguns and the body armor and all that wild shit at home and just go to the drill. I mean, go into the range just kind of like this, normal, and just work on that pistol. Get familiar with that pistol. What is the pros and cons of this pistol, right? So definitely, I'm all for that. You know, if you consider yourself a Wagundan, then we definitely go to range with a purpose. We don't go to the range and just willy-nilly just let rounds fly, right? We're there for a purpose. We're there to get better or to help other people get better. So that's my thoughts on it. Definitely go to the range with a plan. Don't just go out there just to send lead and make noise and, oh, I'll knock this can off the log 25 yards. Well, kill them, you know, right? All that, all that shit. So yeah. So those are the 2 questions, right? Mod EDCs and go to the range with a plan. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I dropped some little Salt Bae knowledge on you guys. And on top of that, stay dangerous. Like, comment, subscribe. Locks and Load out.